Hello students, it is the fourth day of first lesson gravitation from science part first. So far we have discussed Kepler's law, Newton's law of gravitation. While discussing the Newton's law of gravitation, that is universal law of gravitation, every object in the universe attracts other object and that force with a definite force, and that force is directly proportional to product of masses and universally proportional to the square of distance between them. That is law we have discussed, and that law we are going to apply for earth because earth is also for us one object. Before starting to the earth, let consider this point. There are two objects which are spherical, object A and object B. Both are spherical. And when we consider the spherical objects, center of mass is concentrated at the center of a sphere. And how is the force? If we join these two center of mass, then the force is along this line. That is force exerted by A on B and B on A. So apply this information here. Suppose there is one object on the earth. It may be spherical, it may not be spherical, but this point is considered as the center of mass of object A. Then earth is, we are not focusing more on how is the shape of a earth, but consider it is a spherical. Then when we consider the earth as a spherical, the center of a mass is situated at the center of the sphere, that means center of a earth. And when we join this line, then it is a line joining the center of mass of two objects, and the force is along this line or not, and this force is towards the center, and so it is considered as earth gravitational force is towards the center of a earth. If you are going to throw the object up, as height increases, see here, this object, this point is A. Now, this object is here, that is the point B. And when B point is there, the distance in between earth and the object is considered as a radius, but here this much height increases. And so, this total distance is now R plus H. This one R and this one H. This total distance is R plus H. Then what is the force in between? Is the force same on this object? No. Suppose this force, here the object is at point B. So as the distance increases, this distance is R, and again R distance we have increased. So totally R plus H means R plus R, and that is now 2R. And when 2R, at point A, force is inversely proportional to square of distance is only R square. That is 1 upon R square is directly inversely proportional to R square. But here it is inversely proportional to 2R square. So finally we are getting 1 upon 4R square. So see, here only 1 upon R square, here 1 upon 4R square. So 4 times force decreases. So what is our conclusion? As we are raising that object above the surface of earth, the gravitational force goes on decreasing. So where is the highest? Now it is highest at the surface of the earth. As we are increasing the height of the object, gravitational force goes on decreasing, and definitely as it is decreasing, it must be zero at one point, and after that one there will not be gravitational force. And so once the object is crossing the gravitational limit or gravitational force limit, the object will not come down, because if object is here, definitely the earth is pulling it down. So as compared to surface and height, where we having the gravitational force of earth is more, it is more on the surface of earth. Now see, we are reducing the distance here. That means we are digging the pit in the ground and we are sitting there. Then here this distance is R. See here, as distance is R, That means distance decreases, force increases or not. So according to this discussion, if you go below the surface of earth, gravitational force should be increased or not. But see, as compared to this distance, mass plays a very important role, because as you are considering this point, this much earth you should consider or not. So the mass of the earth get reduced, and this m1 m2 multiplication, that is product, is less than, that is r square, and so the gravitational force goes on decreasing. See, from the surface of earth, gravitational force goes on decreasing upward, and again from the surface of earth, gravitational force decreases below. So upward and downward at both the places it is decreasing, means the gravitational force is highest at the surface of earth. That is the information about the earth. Then one important information again we are discussing, what is responsible for low and high tide. Do you know low and high tide is going to happen everywhere in the world at different places at the different time. So actually what is that? Along the seashore, some days water level gets increase and some days it will decrease. So increase in the water level along the seashore is called as high tide, and along the seashore if water level decreases, then it is called as low tide. What is responsible for that? Yes, gravitational force is responsible for that. See how it is. We know that near about 71% Earth area is surrounded by water. So this part we are considering as a Earth. Along this one we having this water, and far away from Earth there is a moon. So consider what is the condition of water. Water is close to the Earth and far away from moon. As Newton's law of gravitation, definitely the water get experience the pull by Earth and again by moon. Earth is pulling that water towards the center of Earth, and definitely moon is also pulling that water towards its center. But who is more powerful? See, distance is very less, so definitely the Earth gravitational force is greater one. But at the same time, moon also having the force. Suppose you are standing in front of fan, so fan is blowing the air towards you, and suppose you are having the loose pant or your clothes are little loose, then it starts to flag like this or not, it will be converted. The clothes will start to do some motions towards that side. Why? Because but clothes will not get removed from your body. Why? Because your force is more and fan force is less. Like this is what is happened exactly below the moon. Exactly below the moon, water get pulled towards the moon, and the height of water increases. So the locations which are under the moon, here water level increases, and directly 90 degree at two locations, here and here, because of pull, water get pulled towards the moon. Not water will go towards the moon, only pull towards the moon. Here water level decreases. So below the moon we are getting high tide because of increase in the water level, and exactly 90 degree at the two locations we are getting low tide because water level get decreases. So it is totally depend on moon. Wherever moon will be there, below the moon we are getting the high tide. So this is the effect of gravitational force of moon is responsible for low tide and high tide. See, now we are discussing Earth gravitational acceleration. What is the acceleration? Acceleration is change in velocity. If velocity is changing, then acceleration is there. Accelerations are two types. Actually, three types: zero acceleration, positive acceleration, and negative acceleration. If object is moving in one direction and force is from behind, velocity increases. Then it is considered the positive acceleration. If object is moving this way and we are applying force from opposite direction, its velocity decreases. That means initial velocity is more and final velocity is less, negative acceleration. Initial velocity less, final velocity more, positive acceleration. Now see what is going to happen here. Suppose from the earth we have thrown one object upward. As you are throwing the upward, definitely you have to apply force, and because of your force there is a velocity to that object. So velocity is upward, but at the same time earth is pulling that object downward, because gravitational force by the earth on any object is downward, vertically downward and towards the center of earth. And so force is downward, velocity is upward and force is downward, result is decrease in velocity. And as the object is moving little upward, at one point definitely the object's velocity v is equal to 0. So it will rest. Okay. Now your supplied force or your supplied energy is over. Now only one force is acting on that object and that is downward. So definitely after reaching point A, that object starts to move downward. But see here, now velocity is downward from 0, 1, 2, 3 velocity will be there. Why? Because when distance decreases, definitely force increases, and if force increases, definitely velocity increases. And because of that, as the object is coming downward or down to the earth, definitely its initial velocity and final velocities get difference. Final velocity increases, and as the object is coming towards the earth, its velocity increase, and definitely it will come with a greater speed. Then will you apply this information? Suppose this is a tap. Open the tap, the water starts to come from the tap. Then little slower the tap. Have you observed this one? The water is continuous for some distance, and after that one, the distance in between the drops starts to increase. Why? Because here is also acceleration. Acceleration, change in velocity because of earth gravitational force. As object is coming down, definitely difference decreases, force increases, and because of increased force, velocity increases. So within 1 second, how much distance it has carried, then after 1 second it will carry a little more distance. More distance means more distance in between two drops, and definitely drops are get separated, and separately we are getting the drops. What is true with this one? That is true with the rainfall. Why we getting rainfall in the form of drops only? Because as rainfall, that is water is coming towards the earth, force increases, distance increases, force increases, definitely velocity increases. So in between two drops we are having the gap, and so we are getting the rainfall in the form of droplets. So this acceleration, that means change in velocity, is only under the influence of gravitational force. So this acceleration is called as Earth's gravitational acceleration. Generally, what is force? Force is equal to mass into acceleration. That means force divided by mass is equal to acceleration. That means acceleration is directly proportional to force, and acceleration is inversely proportional to mass. Means what? If force more, acceleration more. If mass more, acceleration is less. Means what? You can kick a little ball than the, see here, if force is more, acceleration is more. If you kick a ball with a little speed or little blow, then it will carry the little distance because velocity is less. But if you kick this ball very hard, the speed increases and it will cover the larger distance. Now mass. If the ball's weight is less, definitely velocity, acceleration is more, and if mass is more, rigid bodies will not get accelerate. Cycle get accelerate easily, but not a lorry. You have to push very hard to that lorry because mass is more. So acceleration is totally depend on force and mass. Force directly proportional, mass inversely proportional. More the force, more the acceleration. Less the mass, more the acceleration. And like this one, force is equal to mass into acceleration. But this acceleration is not an ordinary acceleration. This acceleration is under the influence of gravity, and so this acceleration is denoted by g. G means acceleration due to gravity. Now we have to find the value and equation for acceleration due to gravity. See here, the first equation we have got, gravitational force is equal to mass into gravitational acceleration, that is F is equal to m into g. That is equation number 1. But we know the well-known information about the gravitational force. Gravitational force is equal to gravitational constant into mass of earth into mass of object divided by distance in between the object and the center of earth. It is not a radius. If object is on the surface of earth, then definitely here r is equal to radius. But r is whatever may be the distance in between the object and the center of earth. Then this is equation number 2. Both the equation we are getting about the gravitational force. So by equation 1 and 2 we are getting m, mass of object into gravitational acceleration is equal to acceleration is equal to gravitational constant into mass of earth into mass of object divided by square of distance in between earth and that object. Then if you focus here, both the values m get cancelled. That means finally we are getting acceleration due to gravity is equal to gm divided by r square within this one, gravitational constant into mass of earth divided by square of distance between the center of earth and that object's mass center. Have you focused here? Mass of earth, mass of the object, it do not having any place within this equation. That means mass of object will not play in the acceleration due to gravity. And so whatever be the objects, acceleration due to gravity do not depend on mass of object. Suppose a small baby or a huge person, whatever it may be, going to jump from the higher tower, both will reach at the same time. Why? Because here mass will not play any role. Again, the piece of paper will jump like, because of this buoyant forces there, don't consider. If you carry this experiment in the space, definitely a piece of paper and elephant both will fall on the base part at the same time, because acceleration due to gravity do not depend on mass of object. Okay, now g is equal to gm divided by r square, value of g, that is acceleration. Gravitational constant 6.67 into 10 raised to 11. What is mass of earth? 6 into 10 raised to 24 kilogram. And the radius, consider it is on the surface of earth, and so directly we have considered radius 6.4 into 10 raised to 6 whole square. And if you solve all this one, definitely we are getting the answer 9.77 meter per second. So what is the value of acceleration due to gravity? The value of acceleration due to gravity is 9.77 meter per second square. So what we discussed here, see again, earth gravitational acceleration we have discussed. Gravitational force of earth is towards the center of earth, and so all the objects are going to fall on the earth vertically downward. Second, earth gravitational acceleration, as object you have thrown upward, velocity is upward but force is downward, so velocity decreases and that object's velocity will convert into 0 and it seems as a rest, and after that only force remains of earth gravitational. So object is coming downward, so acceleration due to gravity is a vector quantity because it is only towards downward, having the direction as well as the magnitude. And then this acceleration due to gravity's equation is gm divided by r square. With that one, mass will not play any role. All the objects will fall down at the same time because of this. It is not depend on the mass of object. And finally, we have reached the value g is equal to 7.9.77 meter per second square. Within the next video, we are going to learn more things about the value of g, how the value of g changes according to the location of object on the surface or above the surface or below the surface of earth. Thank you for watching.